Welcome to the lesson for College Wizard Reading Rule number 1. This is the most powerful and probably most important rule of all of my SAT rules, because with this one sentence, you are guaranteed the correct answer to every single reading question on the SAT. The sentence is right above this video. I'll read it for you. Make sure to pay attention to it. Every word of a correct answer must match something in the text you can point to that means the same thing. The principle is that nothing about this test is what you think or what's in your head. Basically, I believe to protect the SAT from lawsuits, they made sure there is an objective reason why the right answer is right and none of the others could be as good, because the correct answer is always just a paraphrase of a line or two in the text. That's how they make the answers. They pick a sentence of text, might be particularly difficult to understand, have large vocabulary or something, and then they translate that into the right answer. So that means maybe they used the word bewildered in the answer because the text says Jack was confused, or the text could have said Jack didn't understand what was going on, and then that was translated into the word bewildered. I think it'll make more sense when we basically reverse engineer this particular question, and you see that only the right answer will have all of its words match back to the text. And if even one word doesn't match, it makes the whole thing wrong. So we're looking for the answers between A, B, C, D, or E, and we're matching right here to line 7 to 10. So let's see if it matches or it doesn't. Let's start by looking at answer A. Unremarkable appearance and her portrait's astonishing beauty. Well, does unremarkable match? The word unremarkable is here. Up in the text, we have the phrase nobody special. Well, that's the same idea. Remember, remarkable is something unusual or extraordinary. So something unremarkable is ordinary, not that interesting, and therefore nobody special matches. But it says unremarkable, and the next word is appearance. If appearance was going to be the right answer, then you would have to find something to talk about what the woman looks like here in this area of live at 7 to 10. And all it says is historically its subject was nobody special, probably the wife of a Florentine merchant named Giocondo. That doesn't tell us what she looks like, but her portrait set the standard for high Renaissance paintings in many important ways. None of it says what she looks like. And in addition, you see how in answer A, it says portrait's astonishing beauty. Well, it does say that it set the standard for high Renaissance paintings, but nothing specifically about the word beauty. Any one of these words would have been enough to eliminate the answer. The word appearance, or the word astonishing, or the word beauty, none of them match. But you only have to find one word that doesn't match, and you already know the answer must be wrong. Let's look at answer B. Humble origins. Remember, we're looking for a match of meaning. Humble origins would mean coming from an ordinary or common background. So we need to ask ourselves, are there any words or phrases that mean the same thing as coming from a humble origin or humble background? Looking back up in the text, we see the subject was nobody special, probably the wife of a Florentine merchant named Giocondo. That entire phrase is telling us that the woman is ordinary, at least compared to someone who was in the nobility, someone who was noteworthy, someone who had a lot of money. So one might say that those origins were humble, but in order for B to be right all the way through, we would have to find a match for her portrait's monetary value. This is where vocabulary becomes important, because monetary means related to money. In the text, all it says is that it set the standard for high Renaissance paintings, meaning it's an important painting, an example of an important painting, but it never said anything about its monetary value. It never said it was a priceless painting. It never said it sold for $3 billion at auction or anything like that. All right. So we don't have a match for the monetary, that one word, but the rest of the word does match. The rest of the answer rather does match. And that's what you need to be careful about, because it's a matter of being precise. And as we move through with strategy, we'll talk about, since you're just looking for matches, this is really all you have to do. Look where they tell you, which they most of the time do. Here they said line 7 to 10. Do all the words match or don't they match? It's really as simple as that. Let's look at answer C. Untimely demise is the first part of the answer. Well, if you know that untimely demise means dying before your time, and you look up here at line 7 to 10 and nothing talks about death, that's enough to know the whole answer is wrong. You only have to find one word that doesn't match. Beyond that, why waste your time? Because I promise you, the right answer, that's the paraphrase of the text, will always match 100%. So if we look at answer D, lack of charisma and her portrait's universal allure. Universal allure would mean everybody likes it. All they said was the portrait set the standard for high Renaissance paintings. An exemplary painting, but not necessarily enjoyed by everybody. So universal allure is enough to make answer D wrong. As it turns out, lack of charisma is not a true match either. But the point is, you just have to find one word that doesn't match, and you can already eliminate. Therefore, we know by process of elimination, answer E must be right. And look at the way it matches. Look at the way answer E is clearly a question writer saying, how can I paraphrase line 7 to 10? If we were to read it and try to paraphrase it ourselves, and it says, its subject was nobody special, probably the wife of a Florentine merchant named Giocondo, can you see they just match that to ordinary status? Two words that really mean the same thing as that entire first two sentences, or at least we certainly are matching everything better than anything else is matched. And the last part of answer E, her portrait's aesthetic significance. Aesthetic means related to the study of art and beauty in this context. And so the aesthetic significance means it's an important painting, as in set the standard for high Renaissance paintings in many ways. I promise you this one matching rule will work 100% of the time. And toward the end of the course, after I've explained all the rules, I will give some more difficult questions using the rule so you get a little bit more experience in how this matching of all the words works, even in the most difficult SAT questions.